Hey guys, and welcome back. Today on this episode we're doing more VW things. Not this VW because the R is, well, not broken. The reason it's in the garage is because my aftermarket shift knob that I installed and modified literally snapped in half. So I have no gears. That's why this thing's sitting here. But that's not important right now. We're gonna go to the storage unit where my Mark III's been sitting, and we're gonna swap it out with the C63 because I gotta prep it for an event that's coming up later on this week. In usual style, I'm doing it last minute, but I gotta get the Mark III ready for its first show in a very long time. And in this configuration as it currently sits, it's going to be its last show. So we'll see how it does. See if anybody even remembers it. Doesn't matter. We're going to pull it out. We're going to clean it up. I got to fix a few little things, do some maintenance items, and then we're going to take it to Winter VolksFEST in Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, it's fortunate for me because it's only like a 20-minute drive from my house, but it's a smaller indoor show that happens in the wintertime. On Saturday, it's Winter VolksFEST. Sunday is Eurofest that allows all European cars. I'm just gonna bring the Mark III to the VolksFEST. Not gonna bother leaving it there, but we're gonna drop it off the night before for the show, and then we'll see. Let's just get it ready. But as I said, this is the last time you're seeing this car in this current configuration. There she is in all her glory. So one of the things we're going to install is this lip here. Now, a lot of people will remember my car with one of these on it. I sold it for really good money, and it took me a really long time to source another one. I regret it, but I got one. So we're gonna have to get that painted along with a few other small items. That only took 2 hours. Man, this car's essentially sat for a year. I love the VR6. Speed limit on this road is 45. We're currently going 35. Prius. Alright guys, so we got the Mark III back at the house now. As you saw, I struggled really hard to get it started because it sat for a really long time, and luckily I was able to desulfur the battery and get it charged up, and it's good. So that's good because batteries nowadays cost upwards of well over $200. It's all these damn electric cars making batteries cost more. So in this video, what we're going to focus on is getting this thing kind of ready for its last car show in version 2. Now, if you don't know the history of this car, this is its second, I guess, version. This is V2. I have plans for hopefully before May for Alpine Fest to make a V3 out of it. Now, I've ran into some snags since I started recording this video with some parts, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to pull up version 3. Quick backstory, I got this car essentially as a shell. I had a red Mark III VR, and it was a rust bucket. It was kind of a beater. Kind of missed that car. It was fun, but I wanted a clean shell, so I bought this thing in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, before I even lived down here, as a shell. And then I swapped everything from my red car, scrapped the red car, and then build version 1 of this car. A couple of years later, while collecting parts, I did the wide body, and that was version 2. That's when this car was in its prime. Since then, it sat for a very long time. I towed it down to Helen last year for the first time in 8 years that it's been there. But now it's an outdated look. Everybody's seen this car a million times, so it's time for V3. That's going to be in future episodes. Here we're going to focus on just giving it the last hurrah of V2 before we dive into that. So what do we have to do? Well, like I said, I already got the battery charged up, so that's a good thing. I'm glad I don't have to buy a battery. It runs a little bit rich, so you can see the intake is off. I have it over here. And I got to clean the mass airflow sensor. I think that's what's causing it. Had a bunch of faults in it. We got to change the oil because it's old. I don't even know the last time I changed it. And the one thing that I regretted selling and I searched for a very long time, I already got it painted, is the eyebrow. That's a look I really loved on that car, but there was a guy with a Harlequin that offered me a really good amount of money for the original one I had. I had to source this one from Latvia. So I got it painted. I got my mirror caps painted, but that will change for V3 anyway, so it's a temporary thing. I gotta lower the coilovers a little bit. That's kind of on the agenda to get this thing ready for its first car show in a long time and its last car show in its current state. So get a good look, because in future videos we're gonna do a little bit of a build series to get this thing completely into V3, and I hope you people like it.
Got a two-tongue weight from my hairline to my backbone, and it's dragging me around, but I don't listen. All your critics are red. Mind your own business. That's right. And I run red lights. Now watch me fly. Got an angel to my left, devil to my right. We're going down. Hit the road, Jack. Won't come back, no. You can tie me. With the devil in my hand, now here's to the cheaters. Hey, 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 all the critics on red. This one's on me. Hey, oh yeah, that's right. Got an angel to my left, devil to my right. We're going down.
Alright, so here we are, Southeast Winter Volksfest. A lot of cars, full house. Got the Mark III all cleaned up, as clean as it's gonna get. I got a little bit of rain coming in last night, but it's not too bad. There's a nice Mark 8 GTI. Fun fact, there's 27 years between this car and my Mark III. God, it's getting old. Oh, GT Passat, that's a VR, I believe. Couple more Passats. Pretty nice. You know, these new Passats have grown on me. At first, I wasn't that big of a fan of the BA. It was kind of bland. But when they're done up, those look pretty good. My wagon on some BBSs. I think that's an all-road. At least it's got the all-road fenders. I like the color on this thing. Interesting interior. Nice color here. It's a 7.5, I believe, because of the headlights. Ooh, Mark IV 32. Everybody knows it's already my favorite car, and I deeply regret selling that. clear coated over patina beetle. Pretty interesting. It's either that or it's a vinyl wrap of some sort. Looks pretty good. You know, these Beetles, the new ones, I was never a big new Beetle guy, but this one with the LMs, the convertible, very well done. I like this thing. Ooh, I like this. Nice. Looks like 19s or something on it. A more modern way of modifying a Beetle. Pretty cool. There's a huge air-cooled show. There's a lot of air-cooled cars here. Mark 1 Caddy. I miss mine. It's a ABA with a new speed blower on it. This car's probably a lot of fun to drive. There's the ticket. A Golf wagon. We didn't get these in the States, in case you were wondering. This is an import with nice ABT front end stuff. Nice. I like this thing a lot. That's an awesome color. The Joker. I believe this was Mark III Smith's car. I don't know much about these Brazilias, but the wife seems to love it. You're gonna have to Google if you want more info on these. I'm very, very absent on my air-cooled knowledge, I'll be honest. Every time I see one of these buses, I want to get one and be a guy that lives in a van down by the river. I like these. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure this is a late Beetle, as in like a 2000s model, because it's got the updated interior and the Mexican flag on the side there. Not sure how I can confirm it, but somebody might be able to. This is only one of, like, I think 3 Mark 1s here. The lady that drove it in was also wearing all purple, so she matched her car. These vans, man. Every time. It makes me want to get a van and live in a van. These things are pretty cool. This one's a little bit more modern, obviously. Ooh. I like this thing a lot. Probably my favorite air-cooled car here. Look at that. It's got a big old turbo on it. Big old wheels. Very clean. I think the roof is chopped too. It looks a lot lower than normal. Interior looks nice. I'd rock it. I'd rock it for sure. Yeah, look at that Terpsky on here. Alright, let's go see if they're doing awards. So Mark III is back home. No issues really, besides, I don't know, when it got really hot sitting in traffic, I had a weird low idle. I don't know what that was all about. So great new thing to look into on the car. I gotta fix the shifter on that thing, but on the plus side of things, I managed to collect a trophy with the Mark III. So I guess the old girl still got it or something. I honestly surprised by that, but I'm not gonna complain about a trophy. Either way, as I said, that was its last outing in that current configuration. It's time for it to go under a knife, so be on the lookout for that series of videos. I'm gonna try to do it all before May, so it's gonna be a tough one, but thank you for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.